And welcome Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network to the Bird Gauge as we have a major matchup tonight as your Robert C. Byrd, your sectional champion Robert C. Byrd girls basketball team hosts the Colts of Philip Barbour. My name's Stephen Kennedy. With me here is Kelser Buck. And Kelser, I actually watched an interview lately with Coach Shields, and he was talking about the off-season stuff. It was on with Fred Persinger on Statewide Sportsline, and he talked about, and all that work is for tonight, isn't it not?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that the girls really have come together from the beginning of the season, and now to make it a 16-8 season is pretty impressive, and let alone to win the sectional and to host this regional game tonight.
I mean, 8-10 to 16-8, that's a big turnaround. So just to set the stage here, the last time Robert C. Byrd was able to win a regional championship and go to states was 10 years ago. That's 2012. They beat the Martinsburg Bulldogs 49-39. 4 players scored all the points, and they all had double digits. So it was like completely even in 4 players. It was Jessica Baker, Jalen Brown, Sarah Barksdale, and the leading scorer that night was Alicia Noble. So there's some names from the past, and if anyone sees any of them, say they got a shout out and thank them for their service to the program. But hopefully tonight we'll be able to add another team to that list that has gone to the state tournament in tonight's Eagles. So what would you say are the keys tonight for RCB if they want to go to Charleston?
Well, the keys are the rebounds. We have to get rebounds, and we have to make the shots. Recently, we've seen our three-point shots have started to warm up as the games have gone on. So hopefully we can get that going and start it off a little earlier, like how we did against Elkins, but instead of kind of filter off there at the end, let's keep it rolling.
Yep. Now, the last time these two teams went against each other, it was here, and the Robert C. Byrd Eagles made a big comeback, won the fourth quarter 26-9 to defeat Philip Barbour 56-48. We were both here. What struck you about that game that night?
It was the three-pointers. It was a little bit of urgency there coming out at half. You could tell that we were down, and we needed to hurry up and start to mount a comeback, and we started hitting shots, and it just started flowing for us.
Yeah, and to give how both teams got here, obviously last Thursday, Robert C. Byrd defeated the Minute Maids of Lewis County 39-32 in the sectional championship. That's why we get to host tonight. Right now at the same exact time, the Minute Maids are traveling up to Fairmont Senior to take on the Polar Bears, and the winner of that game will also go to the state tournament. But obviously, focusing on here, the way that Philip Barbour got here is they did win their sectional semifinal, 47-42 against East Fairmont. Bit of a roller coaster game because they said East Fairmont was up 12 in the second quarter. At the end of the third quarter, Philip Barbour was up 12, and then at the very end, Philip Barbour had to just hold on by the skin under their nails to get that victory over the Bees of East Fairmont.
Well, it's just like we've talked in the first 2 games that we've played here, Philip Barbour winning the first and us winning the second, both games only by a margin of 8 points. Mm-hmm. So it just shows that every game, even if it's a win or loss, Philip Barbour's still going to be in it, and they're still going to give it their all.
Now the players to look out for, obviously for RCB, when we have the ball, trying to establish Avery Childers is going to be key tonight.
Yeah, Avery Childers, and then hopefully with a little bit of pressure on Childers, that opens up for Karats and for Sturm down low and a little bit out on the perimeter.
Yeah, hopefully Hal can hit. She had 3 threes the last game, and Jaden Sturm made 4 threes last time against these Colts. They shot the ball well that game too. Both teams really shooting well because Avery Carpenter, who is averaging, her percentage is 41% from 3, which is dynamic, 3-point shooter. Best 3-point shooting there since a guy named Josh Yeager, the Beelington Bomber, was over in that parts. And of course, LaDonna Heron, who, if you look at her percentage on the season, it's like in the 20-some, but the last few games, she's really starting to hit some, so that's someone else that RCB needs to keep an eye on tonight.
It'll be real interesting on defense to see who we put against Carpenter. Maybe let's see if it would be Lowther, and then even with a little bit of Kayla Sutherland coming in and putting a little bit of pressure on her, try to keep her cooled down.
Yeah, because he is the leading scorer of the team. Now, the leading rebounder is actually a freshman named McKenna Halfin, and she actually had double-digit points last game. What she was so good at is she was always in the right place at the right time, and when she got the ball, she knew exactly what to do with it to finish.
Yeah, and we've seen it recently the last few games down low, just with Avery battling down low with just position, trying to get rebounds and score in the paint. It's going to be a heck of a game down low.
Yep. Jaden Sturm's done a great job on the defensive boards. So is Carly Karatz, and they're going to definitely be called on tonight to try to keep these Colts, because the Colts are really good at they won the last game with the rebounding advantage, 30-23. The Colts like to get up and down, so they definitely would like to push the pace. RCB, obviously more of a defensive team, would like to keep it lower pace, because obviously the first game RCB lost was they gave up 53 points, which is really one of the highest scoring total they've given up all year was against these Colts. I mean, yeah, remember, we held Fairmont Senior, arguably the best AAA team in the state, to 49, and the second best team, North Marion, to 47. So, these Colts know how to score, and they can score in bunches.
And especially with our last two games, holding both Elkins and Lewis County to both 32 points. So to see if they can keep it going, just keep a low-scoring game against Philip Barbour.
And if we remiss to talk about the Sparks sisters, Braylon and Arrington, who led their soccer team. They were the leading scorers to the state championship game. They were within one goal. And, in volleyball also, these Colts won the state volleyball. So, especially on the female side, these Colts know how to win. And so you got to bring your A game if you're going to take down the Philip Barbour in anything right now.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a perfect game to show what you're made of.
Yep. Well, we're going to step aside here as we go into the announcements and the national. And we're back as we'll go over those starting lineups real quick for Philip Barbour. It's number 10, Avery Carpenter, number 14, Braylon Sparks, number 15, Arrington Sparks, number 31, Sarah Simon, and number 33, McKenna Halfin. As for RCB, it's our usual starting lineup with number 3, Olivia Lowther, number 5, Martina Howe, number 15, Carly Karatz, number 32, Jaden Sturm, and number 34, Avery Childers. As we'll get here to set the tip-off, the energy is high in the building, and great crowd out here tonight. I mean, it looks like a lot of people here. This is really come out to the community to support this team.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell over the last few games, it's just building up and building up.
As the Colts win the tip, as Halfin will get it to Arrington Sparks, who gets it over to Carpenter, who's being double-teamed, goes through the legs of Braylon Sparks, but she gets it over to her sister Arrington, who skips it over to Carpenter, who will give it back out to Braylon Sparks, who will reset. And here comes Carpenter, as RCV coming out, and looks like a 1-3-1 almost. Nice job by Lowther there. And but Carpenter tries to save it at the Halfin. Great defense there and great anticipation.
Yeah, it was just a longer pass from the front of the key there down to the baseline, and Lowther just sat back and cut the pass off.
RCV gets the ball. Looks like the Colts, like I said, they like to speed it up, and one of the things they like to do is press. So here they come out, and it looks like a diamond press if I had to guess. Here comes Jaden Sturm over the timeline, gets it to Martina Howe. Howe, are they going to call a walk? Okay, I guess they're going to say she walked. I thought maybe she was. I thought she got pushed a little there, but these refs are down there. They saw something we didn't, and so it is so far back-to-back turnovers, and RCB and the Colts are still at nothing. As Carpenter gets the ball, she looks around. She gets it to the corner to Sparks, but Lowther steals it. Here comes Childers the other way. Avery goes down, up, and it's blocked by the Colts. And it'll stay here. Nice try there, but good defense by the Colts to get back.
It was a great play by Avery to get the steal there and just go all the way down the court.
Push it there, see if he can get a foul. But nice pass into Karatz. Karatz misses it, but good defense. Good rebound position by Childers. She can't put it in, and it's cleared by the Colts. And here they come running. And I remember last game we always talked about in and out and back out for. That was Arrington Sparks. They seemed like all the entire game, every time the Colts got the ball, they were running. So this is not unusual for them.
Yeah, they play with the name, the Colts. They like to run.
Yep. Here comes the Sparks gets it there, and the kickball there by Lowther. And so with 6:42, we are still scoreless. RCB looks like more of a 2-3 look right now. Though Karatz is really coming up in the middle there, so kind of a modified 2-3. Gets it to Sturm with the steal, gets it over to Lowther. Lowther will take it the other way, and even on a turnover, they're still staying back to try to put some pressure here with the Colts. Childers.
Great play with Lowther there, with forcing 2 steals already in the game.
As here comes Howe. Howe can't get that to go. Nice try on the pass there. Childers cannot save it, and it'll go the other way. RCB's getting some good looks, just hasn't been able to put any down, so hopefully just keep working it, and eventually, hopefully they'll start falling.
Yeah, I mean, work their way in. Eventually something's going to go in.
As here comes the Colts with the ball, as Sparks takes it over the timeline, fits the defense, gets it to Carpenter. Carpenter kicks it back out to Sparks, who gives it to her sister Arrington Sparks. Rayleigh Sparks gives it to Arrington. Arrington over to Carpenter, who gives it to Halfin. Halfin is being doubled, kicks it around, goes over to Arrington Sparks, and she's short on that.
Yeah, great defensive pressure there by Carly.
Yep, just ran at her and caused Sparks to kind of shortchange the follow-through. Here comes 3 for Howe, off the back iron, no good. Almost saved by Sturm, but it'll be off her, and it'll go back the other way. So with 5:33 to go, it's still nothing between the Colts and the Eagles. It's like a heavyweight prize fight. Both teams are kind of feeling each other out right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see how Philip Barbour's running a little bit more faster pace, wants to try to get closer to the basket, and we run our motion offense trying to get an open jump shot. Yep.
As here comes a long 3, that's off the back iron, no good, but rebound for Halfin, and she will put it in, and that will break the scoreless tie, and the Colts will strike first, up 2-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Childers gets the ball over the timeline. She gets it back over to Howe. Howe gets it to Karatz. Karatz over to Sturm. Sturm gets it back to Karatz. She tried to find there, but good job by Sparks, to get that turnover, and the Colts will come back the other way. Halfin out to Braylon Sparks, who misses it, but unfortunately, Karatz could not corral that rebound, and it will go back to the Colts. Braylon will trigger this one. Gets it out to Arrington. And RCB gets in a 2-3, it looks like, here. As Braylon Sparks will examine the defense, gets it over to Arrington. Gives it to Halfin. Braylon will take it in, kicks it back out to Carpenter. Carpenter over to Arrington. Arrington to Halfin. Long shot for Braylon. Off the back of the iron, no good. And they're going to say that's off of Karatz as well, as both her and Sarah Simon were fighting for it, and they're saying that's off of Karatz.
Yeah, they're just trying to feed the ball there to the middle to Simon, and then once Lowther creeps in, they're just going to pass it back out for that open three.
Simon, the only senior starting for either team, as long shot for Sparks there, as that's no good. Arrington Sparks, and Karatz able to corral that rebound, so about halfway through the first quarter, still 2-0. As now it looks like they're coming out in a man-to-man for the Colts. As the senior guards Childers, and Sturm gets it over to Lowther. Lowther to gets it. So there comes Karatz. Karatz gets it to Howe. Howe down low to Childers. Childers turns around. She's bumped a little bit, but they get the turnover, and here comes the Colts the other way. And they're going to call a block there on Lowther. That will be her first and the first of the game, first foul of the game by either team. But not a bad foul in that situation because they had a lot of momentum there in the numbers, so that slows it up and allows you to get your defense back. So Braylon Sparks will kick it will trigger it in. Kicks it out to Arrington. Arrington over to Braylon. Gets it over to Arrington. Arrington looking to possibly shoot. Braylon gets it, and then here comes the Carpenter, gives it over to Arrington, to Halfin, that's tipped, and good job by Sturm to corral it, and here comes the RCB the other way. Turnover there, and it's going to be off of the Colts, and it'll stay right here. One thing for RCB, I know it's 3-12, and in the fact that you haven't scored, you're a little disappointed, but you can't get pushed too much and then get risky and dangerous.
No, because you're only down by it's only 2-0. It's not like Philip Barbour's. It's almost the exact same thing for both teams, so you can't really be too upset with it.
Here comes Karatz. Gets it down the post, kicks it out to Lowther. Lowther looking, gets it to Sturm in the middle. Sturm kicks it out to Howe. Howe will shoot the three. She nails it, and that will give RCB their first points of the game and a 3-2 lead.
And just like we've talked about how she's been shooting hot the last few games, if she keeps this going.
Yeah. Well, if they're going to beat them, they're going to have to make those type of shots because those are going to be there, so you got to make them. As that's off the top, no good, as the Eagles are not able to corral the rebound, though, as the Colts will keep possession. And here comes Arrington Sparks with the ball. Braylon Sparks gets it to Arrington. Arrington will take it down low, gives it out to Braylon, who gets it over to Carpenter, who gets it down low. Nice play, though, for 12, but she gets her own rebound. That is Natalie Marsh. This is her first chance of the game, and she will get the and one opportunity, as that will be Childers' first foul, team's second. Clock did a good job affecting the shot, but just couldn't quite get the rebound afterwards. As here comes Haller, who this is the only senior on Robert Siebert's roster. She's going to come in and hopefully get some big minutes for RCB. Matila Marsh will make the free throw, and that will give the Colts back a 2-point lead. So it's 5-3 Colts. Gets it to to Childers. Actually, sorry, gets it to try to get it to Childers, but because of the tip, it only got over to Haller for three. Haller in the right place at the right time. Coming in on her last game on RCB's floor, and she doesn't want to go out.
Right on the rebound. She was there and put it right up. Didn't even come back down and touch the ground.
Yep, and so it's 5-5 now as Robert C. Byrd and the Colts are deadlocked with less than under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Looks like RCB, it's like a 2-3, but you can tell they're kind of following certain people, so it's kind of a matchup almost out of it.
Yeah.
So, well, it looks like that the Colts are going to take a timeout, so we're going to take a timeout. Three, two, one. And we're back as Robert C. Byrd and the Colts are tied 5-5. Philip Barbour took a timeout. So why do you think Philip Barbour took a timeout there, Kelser?
I just think it was the pressure there and then just trying to let him calm down because I think you want to get a little ahead of yourself. But, I mean, it's a 5-5 game, but just try to calm down.
Yeah. So RCB in that kind of a high 2-3 because you can see how high Sturm is carrying. As here comes Matila Marsh. She will put it up, and it'll roll in, and that is her 5th point, and will give the Colts back a 2-point lead. As here comes Sturm with the ball. Sturm gets it over to Childers. He gets it up to Haller, but it goes through Haller's hands, and it's taken up by Heron, who's getting her first minutes of the game. So with a minute to go, Colts have the ball up 2 and trying to look for more. As Heron I talked about how she's been shooting well, so he came in right in and was going to shoot. Carpenter for 3, in and out, no good. As here comes Sturm clearing that key rebound with 45 seconds to go. As here comes, the first foul in the game on the Colts was Braylon Sparks reaching in on Olivia Lowther. As with 40.8 seconds to go, Robert C. Byrd trails by 2. And with the ball here. So if you're RCB, what are you thinking right now in terms of what you're trying to do here?
We've had a bit of pressure getting inside the paint, so if we can just get inside and just put it off the backboard, try to get a little easier paint.
Howell gets it out to Sturm. With 30 seconds to go, they reset. Sturm open for 3. She's going to take it, and she's going to nail it.
We had a perfect angle for that one.
Yep. She lined it up. As the 5-second count is on, if anyone can see. Unfortunately, the Eagles were not able to take advantage of that. So with 10 seconds to go, the Colts with the ball, as that one's tipped, but blocked by Haller, gets it out to Heron. Heron for 3. She makes it at the buzzer, and that will give the Colts a 2-point lead going in to the second quarter. So we're going to take a break. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. 3, 2. And we're back as the Robert C. Byrd Eagles are down by 2, 10-8 at the end of the first quarter to the Philip Barbour Colts. How would you assess the first quarter there, Kelser?
It was a little sloppy there, then it started picking up at the end. Mm-hmm. Byrd starting to slack a little bit on the rebounding game, and that's what giving Philip Barbour the second chance points.
I would say a lot of these points here have been second chance. I'd be remiss to thank MVB Bank, who is our sponsor for tonight. That's why you see them on the scoreboard there. And there was actually a mistake, as I guess it should be RCB ball, and that's fair because I don't think there was a tie-up, and the Colts won the tip. So that is correct. So good job by the ref there to recognize that. And it's Kyla Sutherland who's getting her first minutes of the game. She was the one triggering that in, as Howler will take a seat. As here comes Lowther. Lowther gets it to Sturm. Sturm down low to Childers. Childers being triple teamed now. Gets it out to Lowther. Lowther for 3. Off the rim. No good. Karatz gets the rebound. She gets it down to Sturm. Sturm off the side of the rim. No good. But she makes the putback and one. That was all part of the plan. So you miss it, and then you get fouled, and you get an extra free throw.
Just padding the stats a little
exactly. So ties the game. Chance to give RCB the lead. Giving them a real taste of the medicine they've been giving RCB with that offensive rebounding there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big shot here.
Big free throw is off the rim, no good. But another offensive rebound, this time by Childers, who apparently tripping is not a foul in this game. And she falls down, but they give it to Heron. Heron for 3. She's off. And, I mean, you can tell she was told she's got the green light. She's already made one, so RCB needs to know where she's at all times.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a quick release, especially there on that left side. That's her zone.
Yep.
You can tell
about to say. As here comes Childers down, she's looking for her first points. She can't get the shot. Rebound off the knee of the Colts, and it's going to go the other way, as that's a turnover for RCB. As this is an up-and-down game with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Still 10-10. Colts and Eagles knotted up in this regional matchup.
It's just, it'd be nice to see Avery just get one basket to go here just to get her rolling a little bit.
As the Colts are in a 2-3, it looks like. Obviously very high 2-3. You can see how high Heron is there. But gets it to Karatz. Karatz out to Sutherland. Gets it over to Lowther. Lowther looking. Gets it over to Sturm. Sturm gets it back to Sutherland. Gets it into Karatz, over to Sturm, as they're trying to work it over there on the left and try to get a shot, but the Colts have done a good job of stopping any opportunity before it gets too far. Gets over to Sutherland. Sutherland gets it just past into Sturm. Sturm steps inside the arc. She'll shoot. No good. As there's a rebound by Sparks, and then it looks like we're going to tie up, which will go back to the Colts, but at least now you've flipped the possession arrow, so the next tie-up will go to RCB, but the Colts will have the ball. And you notice after this little bit of rebound, here comes Halfin, their leading rebounder, back in the game, because obviously the coach of the Colts has not been happy with the rebounding these last couple possessions.
Yeah, to have the bigger body in there, a little bit taller in length, just to be able to grab the ball.
Yep. As here comes RCB giving a little bit of pressure, as Heron will fall, and she's on the, and that was perfect. It was one of those, she did like, I'm trying to think, she just almost pulled the chair out from under her. She stood there, and then she backed up right when Heron was about to go into her, and then she wasn't there.
We know that Sutherland's a great defender, and it's going to be a good battle to see her and Heron go back and forth with each other.
As here comes Howe back in the game, as she checks back in. Here comes Lowther, gets over to Childers. Childers back out to Lowther. Kicks it around to Sutherland. Sutherland picks up her dribble, though, and Childers, but somehow can get it to Childers. Childers double team, puts it up, no good. Halfin with the rebound. And like I said, here comes the Colts running the other way. They got numbers. Ooh, as they're going to call a foul there on Howe. It
looked like she went straight up.
Yeah, well, I thought she got the ball, but at the same time, the ref's right there. She makes the call, and here comes Braylon Sparks to the line for 2. First shot is up, and it's good, and that will give the Colts the lead back with 5:36 to go here in the second quarter. As Robert C. Byrd currently has their starting, well, no, sorry, Sutherland's and I do, so not quite their full starting lineup. As that second one is off, and Childers gets the rebound, as Howe almost gets it stolen by Heron, gets it over to Karatz. Karatz, they're going to say a foul on the floor before she went up. I mean, I think it was one of those, it was either a foul or it was going to be a walk because it was, so that was on, it's on 33. That's on Halfin. Her first, team fourth. As we haven't had a lot of fouls called, as obviously right now, I believe it's 4 fouls on the Colts and 3 on the Eagles?
Yeah, I have 3 for RCB.
So, as they'll trigger it in there to Howe. Howe gets it over to Childers. Childers baseline jumper off the back rim, no good. Gets it, and Colts kind of fight with each other, and Sutherland walks away with the rebound. And here comes Childers again, looking around, gets it out to Lowther, gets it over to Howe. Childers gets it, being guarded by Halfin. She goes off, and they're going to call a foul there. I think that she did get her on the elbow there on that jump shot.
Yeah, I mean, she's been working 2 down low, and it's nice to finally see one of the calls for her.
And that's Halfin so quickly. Halfin picks up 2, so that's not something that the Colts want to see. So here comes Childers to the line to try to tie this up with this first free throw. First shot up. It's good, and that'll be her first point of the night. This is always good for, you want to see your leading scorer start getting some points and start getting some momentum, because if we're going to win tonight, we know that Childers is going to have to make some shots.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you're averaging about 15 points a game, you've got to put a little bit something.
Yeah. And second shot up and good, and RCB will take a 1-point lead with 5:08 to go in the second quarter. As here comes the Colts the other way, somehow gets it to Halfin, and she puts it up. I don't know how that worked, but it somehow got there. And, man, she's got such great hands, though. I mean, as soon as they got in that area, most people would have fumbled it, but she got it and got it up and good. And so the Colts retake a 1-point lead. 13-12 now, Colts. As here comes Childers with the ball. Childers gets it to Stern. Stern tries to get it to Karatz, but it's going to be off of Carpenter, and it's going to stay with RCB. Got a little fortunate there, I think, because I don't think that passing lane was there.
Yeah, I mean, kind of forced that pass. Could have took the mid-range jump shot there, but just a little forced little baseline. As
here comes Lowther gets it. She gets the double team, and here comes Childers. She works it in, and especially Halfin there, given that she's already got 2 fouls, she had to be very careful. So I'd say anytime Childers gets that, she needs to go at her every time, because she knows worst case, best case scenario, maybe you get another foul, but if not, she's not going to go as hard against you. As here comes the Colts the other way, as they try to work it around. Here comes Halfin with the ball, gets it back out to Sparks, as Braylon Sparks will have it. And Arrington will now get it, and she looks around. She gets it over to Braylon, who gets it over to Carpenter, she'll make that 3. And I thought I heard, okay, the whistle is a shoe tying issue, as there's 6 Colts on the floor. So, okay, I guess we're just going to ignore that. All right, fair enough. I just saw 6 Colts on the floor, and I was like, okay. All right, 16-14. Colts up now. Back and forth affair. Gets it over to Howe. Howe gets it to Lowther, who skips it up high to Karatz, who gets it down low to Childers. Childers will put it back up. She'll get that, and she'll tie it back up 16-16 with 3:37 to go. RCB going back to that 1-3-1 zone, it looks like. Gives it to Carpenter.
And that's the 3 possessions there in a row where we've been down to the paint with Childers.
Yep. Here comes Arrington Sparks. She will take it off that's Braylon Sparks, sorry. She'll take it off the dribble. She'll make that and give the Colts back the 18-16 lead. As here comes Lowther, gets it over to Sturm. Sturm looking around, gets it back to Lowther with 3:12 to go, gets it back to Sturm, who gives it to Childers, who gives it to Howe. Howe takes the long jumper, but Karatz gets the rebound, gets it to Howe, gets it to Lowther, gets it back to Karatz out there. Lowther does a good job meeting that, or that could have been a steal, as Karatz will take the long baseline jumper. No good. Here comes Braylon Sparks with the rebound. She runs every time she gets it. And they're going to say, yeah, it's a travel, because I think Lowther kind of backed up. Yeah. And so as they're going to bring in Haller here, she's going to give Karatz a break with 2:46 to go. RCB down 2. But, I mean, it seems like every possession is so big in this ball game because it seems like at any point one team can make a run, and this could be a different game.
Yeah, I mean, a few shots go in, and we could have a completely different game, but it's just back and forth, back and forth.
As Childers has the ball, as she throws the pass, unfortunately cross court, and it's stolen by the Colts. RCB goes back, and fortunately they found Carpenter before she could trigger that three. Looks like they're going to do more of a 2-3 or 3, maybe a 3-2 here actually, as it gets out there. As here comes Arrington Sparks, throws it over there, and that's going to be an over and back. And with 2:09 to go, big turnover for RCB.
And I feel like that's what's kind of happening now. It's back and forth, and once the team kind of gets the lead, it's a few turnovers, and it leads into whichever team is down starting to work their way back.
Absolutely. So 18-16 Colts with 2:05 to go here in the first half, as Childers will take the long two off the rim, no good, and the Halfin will get that rebound, and here comes. But Howe knocks it away, but unfortunately the Eagles cannot corral. But if nothing else, that slowed down the break, and now RCB can get back into their defense.
It plays more into our strength of being able to be set than just to be running.
Yep. As here comes Carpenter, good job by Howe to get there before she could trigger that. And then Sturm does the same thing, as that's off of Howe, so that if he go into the backcourt, that wouldn't have been a backcourt violation, but Sparks was able to corral it before. Gets it to Halfin. Halfin gets it knocked away, but somehow can control it again. Gets it back out to Braylon Sparks. Braylon Sparks gets over to Carpenter, who's challenged by Howe. Gets to Halfin, and here comes Arrington Braylon Sparks again with the ball, as they're trying to find a good look here against this 2-3 zone. As RCB trying to find a turnover or some sort of, as they will get it. And there's the turnover as Halfin tried to get it to Matila Marsh. As here comes, great job there by Avery Childers to hold herself and take her time and finish.
Yeah, it was when our defense kind of started to fade away there. Lowther came away there with a big steal.
Yeah. As Childers tried to, and unfortunately the Howler could not get over in time, and so that will be a foul on Howler, and Arrington Sparks will step to the line for two for the Colts. When you go for that steal, it's a risk reward. Childers went for the steal, didn't quite get it, and that opened up the lane for Arrington Sparks. First one up and good, and that will give the Colts back a 19-18 lead with 49.3 seconds to go. And Carly Karotz will check back in as
Howler comes out there.
Yep. Here comes the second shot is up. And that's off the rim, no good. Childers with the rebound, gets it to Lowther, but there's two Colts already back, as that's a long three for Sturm. She couldn't quite make it, and here comes the Colts again with 35 seconds to go. A long three for the Colts, and then Halfin with the nice push in the back gets the rebound, but fortunately that was cleared.
That's that.
I shouldn't say that, but at the same time, I saw it.
It's the same thing. It's how we talked about how we're kind of surprised how she's able to hold on to the ball. She's just longer body.
Yep. So with 14 seconds to go, here comes the Eagles the other way, and here comes a steal by Braylon Sparks. Gets it to Arrington Sparks. She'll go up with 5 seconds to go, as that will take us to halftime with a 21-18 Colts lead. As RCB will go into the half down three. We're going to step away for halftime. You're watching the Robert C. Byrd Streaming Network. 2, 1, and we're back with in the halftime as Robert C. Byrd trails the Philip Barbour Colts 21-18, but keep some heart. The last time RCB was in a regional championship and they went to states, they were facing the Bulldogs, and the score at halftime of that game, 22-18 Bulldogs. So literally we were 1 point off. So hopefully we'll have a similar second half and RCB will be able to pull away. But if RCB is going to do that, how do you think they're going to have to accomplish that, Kelster?
Well, we have Childers there started warming up in the second quarter, so hopefully we can just get everyone in a little bit of the flow of it and start getting more shots open, more shots going in. But just rebounds, second chance points for Philip Barbour are real big on our hand. But just rebounding and then just making more of the shots we're getting and the chances we're getting.
So you mentioned Childers. Childers leads us right now with how many was it?
Childers leads us with 8, and then what is it, 12? So and then Maddie Marsh leads Philip Barbour with 5.
Yep, they have much more balanced scoring attack in that first half. But if nothing else, for your RCB, obviously though, if you look at the way Philip Barbour has been more of a balanced scoring team throughout the year. Their leading score was like 9.8 points per game, whereas obviously you have someone like so it's just different types of teams. But sometimes in the big games, it's nice to have that go-to player in these types of spots.
Yeah, I mean, especially like we talked about with Hera, how she's coming off the bench. She can stroke it from 3, and you can tell that she has the confidence. And once she starts getting those going, it's kind of get a little bit worried about it. But as long as we know what Byrd usually does, and we can get it flowing again. Yep.
I mean, so key coming out here, I believe that there was one tie-up, so RCB should get the ball to come out, because Berg had it first and the second, and then they had one tie-up, which means that they gave that to the Colts. So therefore, RCB should get the ball first here in the second half. So big-time chance here to turn it around. And once again, I'd like to mention our sponsor tonight, MVB Bank. Thank you so much for sponsoring this game. Hopefully RCB will be able to make a comeback here and find a way to win. But this Colts team, they're definitely very tough, balanced, and just very talented team.
Yeah, and I mean, there hasn't been a lot of fouls either.
No.
So it's been just a fast-paced basketball game, and it kind of falls more into the favor of Philip Barbour in that case. But hopefully here we can control and just try to get it under our handle.
And the other thing is maybe in the second half, as the game goes on, you start losing your energy a little bit. Maybe that'll make it so it slows down a little bit more into RCB's type of territory. As Sparks there will knock it away from Howe, but it will stay with RCB as they come out and look like a 1-3-1 from where I stood. Childers gets it over to Lowther, and it's a 1-3-1. Gives it to Sturm. Sturm gets it's in the corner. Gets it to Childers. Childers down low to Karatz. Karatz out to Howe. Howe takes it off the dribble. She shoots. She scores. That gives her. That's her
second, so she has 5 now.
And that cuts the lead to 1. Quickly down the other end, here come the Colts. As Braylon Sparks holds the ball there, gets it to Carpenter, gets over to Arrington Sparks, who gets it to Sarah Simon, gets it back out to Braylon Sparks, who gets it over to Carpenter. As they work it around, gets it down to Halfin. Halfin misses that one, though, and here comes Childers the other way, clearing that rebound. As here comes Lowther, here comes Sturm. Sturm back to Lowther. Gives it back to Sturm. Sturm to the corner to Howe. Howe for the long 3. That's no good. That's too long. But Karatz there on the rebound. Gets it over to Childers. Childers makes it, and that gives RCB the first lead of the second half, 22-21. As Halfin, though, good job there by Raylan Sparks to beat the defense and gets the nice pass down there to Halfin, who she knows what to do with it, and she gets in that spot.
Yeah, I mean, you see as soon as she gets any type of bounce pass, it's usually straight to the hoop every time.
Yep. Sometimes I don't know how she gets enough control of it because it seems like it touches her hands. And there's great job working the post there. And I think, like I said, they know Halfin has 2 fouls, so you just keep going after her. Yeah. So she's playing a little soft, so anytime Childers gets that matchup, she's going to go hard. Here comes Arrington Sparks for 3. She'll make it, and that is another big 3 for Philip Barbour, and that will give them the lead back 26-24. We were talking at halftime, it seemed like every time RCB got some momentum, a big three by Philip Barbour changed it.
Yeah, I mean, especially now that we're making the basket, that's just exactly how it seems it's going.
Yep. Karatz gets the offensive rebound off the miss. Lowther tries to make it, misses it, but it's taken by Childers. Nice assist by Childers to Sturm, and that will tie it back up at 26 with 5:37 to go. RCB in that 2-3 zone. Almost a walk there. Here comes another three by Arrington Sparks. That goes in and out. Sarah Simon will get it, gets it to Halfin. Halfin will miss that one, and Childers will get the defensive rebound. But that's something RCB, they can't afford to keep giving those second chances to the Colts.
Yeah, I mean, especially how close those 3-point shots are to going in.
Yep. As Lowther takes it, gets it over to Sturm. Sturm for the long two. She'll bury it. RCB retakes the lead, 28-26, 5:04 to go.
Right away, 4 points for Sturm and then 4 points for Childers here in the third.
Yep. 2-3 zone here for RCB as they're trying to figure out a way to, as Arrington Sparks, who wasn't known for a three-point shooting, hit one and almost had a second one, so she's someone RCB definitely needs to keep an eye on here because she might be heating up. Braylon Sparks, though, gets the Carpenter, who's their usual top three-point scorer. Braylon Sparks, pretty good three-point shooter in her own right, but she'll miss that one. Sarah Simon knocks it over, but it ends up in the hands of Halfin, and Halfin will collect it, put it in, and that will give the Colts tie the game back up at 28.
It's like almost every miss is going to the left side of the rim right to her. She's a magnet.
Well, what they're doing so well is they're moving around, so RCB has to come out, and then that's opening up those offensive rebounding lanes for Halfin and Simon. Here comes Lowther. Lowther gets it down low, gets it to Karatz. Karatz will kick it back out to Childers, who goes off the back of the rim, no good, but Lowther does a good job of getting the offensive rebound, and then Childers will hang and make over Halfin, and that will give RCB back a 30-28 lead.
Ooh, we got a game going now.
Now that I say, both these teams, they're throwing haymakers at each other. Halfin with the ball, back out to Braylon Sparks. Arrington Sparks off the dribble, off the back rim, no good, but Sarah Simon with the rebound. But good job by stripping it out there was Lowther, but RCB could not corral it, so it goes to the ground. It's a jump ball. It'll stay with the Colts. But at least nothing else, you got to at least switch that thing. So if not, because since it's the third quarter, at least you're going to start the fourth quarter with the ball or whenever the next jump ball is.
Yeah, I mean, with 2 points, 3:33 left in the third, it's the possession there is a big part of the game as well. As
Kyla Sutherland, it comes in, and here comes Arrington Sparks. Gets it to Braylon. Braylon gets it back out to Arrington. Arrington will kick it over to Carpenter. Carpenter kicks it around. Like I said, this is what they've been doing. They're trying to work it around, get the open three, which is how they got that nice shot off the dribble there by Braylon Sparks, and that will give the Colts back a 1-point lead with 3:10 to go. As here comes Sutherland with the ball, she goes it. She walked with it. She got a little too deep and wasn't sure what to do with it. She was saying that it might have been knocked out of her hand.
That's what it's hard for us to see from this angle. When she went around the screen, the way the ball bounced, that to me it looked like it was tipped.
Yeah.
But that ref was right there at the front of it.
And the other thing you got to think is that, maybe they thought that even if it was tipped when she grabbed it, she might have dragged her, with all that momentum, she drags her pivot foot. And, So Colts have the ball back, up 1, 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. As Robert C. Bird down 1, trying to get a stop here. Sparks will throw it up, and Childers will get the rebound. And she'll get it over to Sutherland as big stop there for RCB. Sutherland gets it over to Karatz. Karatz will shoot that three off the front rim, no good. And good job. And Philip Barbour gets the rebound. Carpenter will clear it, and here comes the Colts back the other way. As Sutherland seems like she's playing like almost like a high one, boxing one almost.
Yeah, it's like a 1-2-2 almost.
As here comes Haller with a nice block. Big stop there as here comes Lowther the other way. Gets it over to Childers. Childers takes it back. She goes up and under. Oh! Little highlight reel.
Oh, boy.
For Childers, and here comes a timeout for Coach Shields. So we're going to take a timeout. RCB up 1 with 2. 3. And we're back. So if you're Coach Shields, what are you talking about in that timeout there, Kelser?
It's the pace. A pace, at least on offense, we just got to take our time, and we're working it down low. But on defense, they're working just pretty much a three-girl out on the outside of the range, and they're just trying to get it to where we suck up on one defender, and they just skip it across for the open 3.
Yep. And then have the other girls in position for the offensive rebounding. That seems like so. RC 1-1-2, 1-2-2. If you look at it, because you got Sutherland way up there, and
well, now it actually might be a 1-3-1. I think is what it looks like we switched to.
Yeah, but sagging that middle way back from where it usually is. As Sarah Simon will get it, it's off her knee, and that will go out off of her, and it'll go the other way. Nice, big. That was a big turnover for RCB.
Yeah. Let's see if we can just build on that.
Yeah, because it looked like she had a chance there, and she just couldn't quite corral it. So RCB needs to make them pay for that mistake. As Sparks reaches in there and gets it, but she gets it down to Childers. Childers goes up. She puts it up. 3-point lead, and we're going to take a slight break because Kyla Sutherland needs to tie her shoe.
Yeah, and that's 10 now in the half for Childers.
Yep, and so as with 1:28 left in the third quarter, the Colts are down 3 with the ball, so this is a big time for RCB. If you can get string a couple stops here and stuff like that, you can start getting some momentum here. But the Colts, it seems like every time have answered the challenge, so we'll see what happens here. Sparks in the corner.
Good defense.
Good defense there. Way to trap. She's trapped. They gets it out of the trap to Simon. Simon gets it over to Sparks. Gets it over to Carpenter. Good job turning around and I mean that was actually great team defense. Just good, really good offense by Phillip Barr.
Great way to not jump on any of the pump fakes.
Yeah. I mean, it's a foul there, but at the same time, I mean, there was a lot of chances for maybe them to get an open 3, and they were able to close out everything. But, give Carpenter credit for taking it to the hole and getting fouled.
Yeah, I mean, everyone kind of all the way to the left side worked their way to the hoop.
First shot up, in, and that will cut the lead to 2. The Colts have done really well at the free throw stripe. It seems like that they've made a good percentage of their free throws so far.
Yeah, I think they've only missed, I'm not keeping track of it, either 2 or 3.
Second shot up is up, and it's good, and that will cut the lead to 1. So with 1:02 to go here in the third quarter, RCB has the ball, but only up 1 as they will take it the other way. Here comes Lowther, gets it down low, and Childers will be fouled by Maddie Marsh. Is that the first foul this half on the Colts?
Yeah, that was the first for us in the first.
Yeah, so it's been almost 7 minutes without fouls, and then there you go. So here comes Childers to the line for two key free throws here. First shot up, off the back iron, no good.
She rushed that one. You can tell she kind of rushed it a little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's Karatz coming back in for Sutherland. And here comes the second shot for Childers. It's up. It's good. Gives RCB back a 2-point lead with 50 seconds to go. And a little full court pressure as here comes the Colts the other way. Gets it to Carpenter Halfin. Though she rushed a little bit, but Maddie Marsh was there for the rebound, and there's a foul there. It looks like that's probably going to be on Howe if I had to guess. 5, and that will be her team second. And here comes as Maddie Marsh will shoot her first free throw here, and she'll make it. I think she's been perfect from the line so far. Her third, yep, that's what we have, so she needs to be careful here. Second shot up, no good. I was hoping that would jinx her.
Yeah.
I was like, she's looked so good. There's no way. Yeah.
Big
so,
here, I mean, with 35 seconds.
35 seconds to go. If RCB, you might think about maybe trying to hold for one here.
Yeah, I would, especially because we're going to get the ball to start off the fourth.
As here comes almost a turnover as those Sparks. I mean, I tell you, like I said, you got that. I know from soccer that they have that defense but there she got a little late.
And that's the risk that you run going back and forth that you can risk the foul.
Yeah, as she got a piece of Childers' face there when she tried to it was a clean play. She went for the ball. It was a little late. And so with 18 seconds to go, RCV with the ball up 1, trying to look for a way to increase the lead as she gets over to Childers. Childers with 8 seconds to go gives it to Sturm. Sturm gives it to Childers. Childers will go in. She'll shoot off the back end. No good. Halfin with the rebound. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter as RCV will be up 1 as we will take a break before we start to this pivot. All right, 3, 2, 1. And we're back. So Kelser, RCV had taken the 1-point lead going into the fourth quarter. So if you're Coach Shields, what are you telling your team right now?
Well, now I would think that since Childers is starting to warm up a little bit, hopefully Philip Barbour is going to put a little bit more pressure on her. Well, hopefully not as in a good way, but it would open up more shots for Karats and Sturm and even the threes for Lowther and Howe. And
just to mention again, thank you MVB Bank for sponsoring this game as in this key regional contest. Pass down to Karats. Karats will put it up and in. Great look by Lowther, and RCV will take a 3-point lead. As here comes the Colts the other way as they work it around. As Braylon Sparks gets it over to Avery Carpenter, gives it back to Braylon Sparks. As RCV is trying to prevent any open looks. Oh, here comes Braylon Sparks. She'll take it in. Up off the front of the rim, no good. Great job on the rebound there by Karats, but unfortunately she's tied up on the rebound. And speaking of shooters, though, here comes Heron back in the game.
Do you remember seeing her at all in the
I don't
third?
think she was in the third. No, she did not play in the third.
Yeah.
And maybe it's one of those things where since they had the lead for a good bit,
just rest her
and stuff like that. But now that you're down and you need those shots.
Especially being down by the 3.
Yeah. As Sutherland will be out there and she'll guard her. Gets it over to Arrington Sparks, who gets it to Maddie. Maddie will miss that. Great job by Sturm to knock it away from Halfin to prevent her from getting that offensive rebound, and then Lowther able to corral that. Looks like knocked away there for a second, but fortunately Sturm was able to hold on to it as here comes Lowther with the ball as she gets it to Sutherland. Almost carried it, but fortunately right at the last second gave it over to Sutherland.
And she was right there for the ball.
Yep. Gets over to Sturm. Sturm gets tipped, but gets it out there. Gets it to Lowther. Lowther will shoot the long 2. No good as it's fought there. And great job by Sutherland, and especially in that situation with a jump ball, knowing that you get the ball back, so she's able to hold possession there. And here comes Howe in for Sutherland, but great job there by Sutherland on the. And I would say this, especially offense, defense. I think you're going to see Sutherland a lot more in this quarter on the defensive end.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it to where Shields likes to do that offensive and defensive replacement.
Here comes Sturm for 3, almost in. But, there goes Lowther. Picking her pocket, and that will give 3 to Halfin. That's big because she's been one of their best rebounders, so any chance to get her off the court. and Childers will go to the line for 2.
There he goes.
Yep. I mean, you can't argue with that call, though. I mean, she was on her back.
Yeah.
But great job by Lowther. Just such a great job anticipating. Saw the pass, took it, and then gets it over to Childers. She'll shoot the first one up and good, and that will give RCV a 4-point lead. RCV is going to pull everyone back because, one thing Colts like to run down and get you out of sorts. So by having the numbers back, you almost prevent that from happening. And the second one's off, no good. But they're saying, that Childers left before it hit the back of the rim, which is the rule, obviously. When you're the shooter, you cannot cross that line before the ball hits the rim. So with 6:18 to go, 38-34, as here comes Avery Carpenter, long two, she banks it in, and that will cut the lead to 2, and that will make it 38-36 Eagles with about 6 minutes to go. Here comes Howe to Karatz. Karatz out top to Lowther. Gives over to Sturm. Sturm's going to eye a 3. Off the back iron, no good. And Maddie Marsh will clear that rebound. And here comes the Colts the other way. Here comes that Braylon Sparks. And she tried to pass it to Carpenter. And off of Sturm, got back to her. And then when she went up, she was fouled by Sturm. And she'll have a chance to tie the game with 2 shots here. Kind of unfortunate luck there because that was a bad pass that should have never worked out. But, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, right place, wrong time. Sometimes it's just how it goes.
Yep. First shot up, and it's good, and that will cut the lead to 1 with 5:46 to go. Eagles up 1 as she will have a second one with a chance to tie. Second one up, and that's good. And I could see by the way that the Phil Barbour coach was standing that he was going to call a timeout. So we're going to take a timeout as this is a And we're back with 5:46 to go, tied at 38. RCB has the ball. So if you're Coach Shields, what are you drawing up right now for this?
Well, I'm just trying to get the ball down low to Avery Childers. I mean, with 11 points here in the third quarter, has only 1 in the fourth. Kind of get her rolling again to opening up the court.
So with like I said, 5:40 to go, tie game. And it comes down to this, regional championship, trip to Charleston. Here comes Howe with the ball, gets over to Lowther. Lowther gets it to the free throw line to Childers. And Sturm tried to get it down low to Karatz, but it's knocked away by the Colts. And RCB will retain possession with 5:27 to go in a tie 38-38 game. Howe will get it, and she'll be guarded by Braylon Sparks. And as it's a little low for Jaden Sturm, turnover, and back the other way here come the Colts with a chance to take the lead after being down 4 earlier this quarter, as now they're on a 4-0 run. As RCB comes out, looks like about a bit of a 3-2 almost.
3-2 to counter the open three-point shot.
Because they got 3 shooters out there, so I think that's what they're trying to do, is to try to make sure that not to give any of those 3 shooters, because that's what I think that's what the Colts are trying to do. Is here comes Carpenter though, she'll take it in off the backboard, no good. But here comes Maddie Marsh, and she'll put it up and in off the offensive rebound, and that will give the Colts back the lead, 40-38 with 4:45 to go. Gets it to Howe. Howe will take it over to Lowther. Lowther gets it to Childers. Childers looking, and that is stolen by the Colts. And here comes the Colts with the ball and the lead as Braylon Sparks will walk it over here. As RCB will try to get a stop here. Here comes Heron for a long three. She makes it. That'll give the Colts back a 5-point lead. As RCB in a key spot now definitely needs a basket here, and that's why Coach Shields is going to take a timeout. And they're going to take a full timeout, so we're going to take back in 3. And we're back with 4:04 to go. The Colts have taken a 5-point lead, so if you're Coach Shields, what are you telling your team in the huddle here with 4:04 to go?
Well, this is a make or break. Well, not a make or break, but it's a pretty big shot possession here that we have. We'd like to see a score, and then on defense, we just got to get the hands in front of the shooters, just not let them have the open shots.
Yeah. Sturm gets it out to Lowther. Lowther gets it over to Howe. Howe gets it back to Karatz, who gets it back out to Lowther. Gets it to Howe. Howe open for 3. She makes it. Big shot there. And RCB is going to take another timeout, it looks like here. This one's only going to be a 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it here. So with 3:52 to go, you got the big shot. Now, what are you doing if you're setting up here if you're Coach Shields?
Well, I mean, we talked about it. I think we might go a little bit of full court pressure just to see, force a turnover because they're a little bit pressured when they're bringing the ball up the court. So hopefully that could force into transition turnovers.
Yeah. And right now, because usually it's been the Sparks sisters who've been their best. Now you still have Braylon Sparks, but Arrington's out because you have Heron in there. Mm-hmm. And there's maybe where you could attack him a little bit because I don't think Heron's as good of a ball handler as Arrington Sparks. So she's a better shooter, but she's not as good of a ball handler. So maybe this is where you could take him. And, of course, here comes Kyla Sutherland back in.
And I'm sure she'll probably be, she's going to shadow, let's see, Carpenter. Or,
as here comes Braylon Sparks with the ball, gets it to Heron. Heron will take it over the timeline, gets back to Braylon Sparks. As we're in kind of, like I said, a 3-2 it almost. As Heron gets it over to Braylon Sparks, who gets it over to Carpenter as they work it around. As they're looking for something here. As RCB will have to try to see if they can get some to push a little bit up here, maybe to try to get some pressure to see if they can get because obviously there it is. She stepped out. Yeah, there it is. Yes, because she had it barely on this side, and when
the foot was just on the half court.
Yeah, that is the right call. Great call.
Just right on the line. You can hear below us the Philip Barbour fans might not agree with that call,
but it was the right call. But it was literally by a hair.
A hair of her foot.
But it was the right call. So RCD gets the big stop there. So down 2, chance here to tie or take the lead. Sturm wants to take the lead. Off the rim, no good, and they're going to call a foul there on Avery Childers over the back. As that will be how many this half on RCB? 4 fouls on RCB this half. As once again, here comes Sutherland in for offense-defense as Sturm's going to check out here. And with 3:08 to go, RCB still down 2. Colts with the ball. As, like I said, they're going to try to see if they can, like I said, RCB might have to pull a little bit out of the zone to try to force them to take a shot here because, you don't want to give an open look, but at the same time, if they hold it the entire time, you got to get them to try to play offense here. And that's what you see them doing right now. As here comes RCB, as they're going to try to trap Sparks. Sparks takes it in, gets it out to Halfin, who gets it back out to Heron, who was way out there. And here comes Carpenter for 3, off the side of the rim, no good. Big rebound by Childers, gets it over to Lowther. Big possession with 2:30 to go. RCB could really use a basket, at least tie, so that the Colts can't just stall out. Here comes Howe for three, no good. Halpin with the rebound, and they're going to say foul there on Howe, as RCB might need to start looking into doing that a little bit. And
that's 4 on Martina as well.
Is that 4 on Martina? So they got to be careful here as Sutherland is in, so they usually have her. As here comes Jaden Sturm. They're going to have her check in for Howe to make sure she doesn't get. No, they're going to have her go in for Sutherland. Okay. So Howe is just going to have to be careful here with 2:19 to go. I mean, at 2:19 to go, you got to kind of.
I'd say it's more of hoping that we get to stop here and it's a transition, and then the next possession, she'll come out possibly for Sutherland.
As here comes Carpenter with another three. She makes that big shot for the Colts, and with 2 minutes to go, RCB down 5. They're going to have to go quick here. Howe gets it to Lowther, gets it over to Childers. Childers will take it. She gets it, tries to get it to Karatz, who gets it. It's off of Karatz there, but so with 1:49 to go. He's going to go full court press here. He's got to. Maybe you start fouling.
Yeah, with 1:49. See if we can get.
As the off rim, but unfortunately Halpin gets the rebound. As here comes.
Got a foul now.
Got a foul, yeah. As they're going to foul. Obviously Carpenter. That is the 6th, I believe, right?
That'd be the 6th.
Yeah. So next foul will give free throws. So if you're RCB, you might want to look to see about trying to find out. You know, the one person who hasn't really gone to the line is Halpin. Maybe try to get her, the freshman, to. As Lowther will commit the foul there. So with 1:28 to go, RCB is fouling. That's 7, so RCB will. It'll be a 1-and-1. So RCB. As here comes Arrington Sparks comes in for Heron, and here comes Howe back. And obviously now that you're in a fouling situation, you're going to take Howe out so that she doesn't have to be forced to give that 5th foul. As here comes Braylon Sparks in, as she will shoot the first free throw, and it is up, and it is off the back rim, no good. And but Maddie Marsh gets the rebound, but fortunately, and there's a foul on Maddie Marsh. So a lot happened right there. So obviously first, Maddie Marsh got the rebound, but she went back up, and Karatz made a Herculean effort to get that block there to, I'd say at the moment, save the game.
Yeah.
And so with 1:24 to go, RCB now has the ball, down 5, and must score, I'd say, possession here, as Jaden Sturm gets it over to Childers. Childers goes in, she shoots, she puts it in. That will cut the lead to 3, as RCB has, one more timeout after this, so, and they're going to put Heron back in, and here comes Sutherland, and they're going to call a full timeout. So we're going to take a break here. Two, 1. And we're back with 1:11 left. RCB down 46-43 to the Philip Barbour Colts here in this regional matchup. As right now RCB's just got a basket here for Avery Childers, but they're going to need to get some turnovers or some help here if they're going to come back in this game.
Yeah, it's not a lot of, 3 points or 3 and 3, really only 6 there. With the big 3 by Martina and then a few by Childers. So it's been a little bit of a slow quarter here. Let's see if we get the stop.
They're trying to get, so RCB tries to get the turnover first, obviously, if you can, but they're going to foul Heron. as that's by Jaden Sturm. And so with 1:08 to go, RCV will be giving up another 1-and-1 opportunity with 8 fouls left. So as Herring will step to the line for the 1-and-1. As obviously RCV, you gotta be. Hopefully she misses it, and then we gotta be ready for that rebound because first one up, off the side of the rim, no good. Karatz gets the rebound, so a little bit of life here for RCV with 1:05 to go, down only 3. Here comes Howe for 3. Can she make it? Off the side of the rim, no good. Herring gets another rebound, gets it to Sparks. Sparks will take it down, as she will dribble it out with 52 seconds to go.
Oh, man.
And Karatz will commit the foul, as that is the 9th team foul. And they're telling her to be careful because that call has been called intentional.
Yeah, it was close.
It was close. Obviously, it's always weird when it comes to intentional fouls at the end of the game because it's like technically they are intentional because we know they're actually doing it on purpose, but you just can't be too rough with it.
Rough, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to actually hurt somebody. So 1-and-1 again as Braylon Sparks will step to the line for the Colts. First shot up, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Karat. So RCV gets a little bit of luck here, but now they got to pay it off by getting some offense here. Here comes Lowther as Braylon Sparks will commit the foul. That's only the 5th on the Colts. So with 43.1 to go, RCV down 3. I've said this before, but I think it's really key here. You got to score here, even if it's a 2. As the Colts will now take a timeout, as we'll keep it here, as they're going to take a full timeout, but we'll go ahead and keep it here. So if you're RCV, what are you drawing up right now? If you're the Eagles right now?
Well, I mean, it depends because if the mindset is to hold it to the end and try to make the 3 to tie, if you're just going to overtime, or are we trying to hurry up and just get a quick 2? Possibly get the turnover with the 8 seconds and then get the ball back. It depends, but I mean, I feel the confidence with we're either going to take a mid-range shot or we're going to take like a 3-point shot.
I would say if you're RCV here, because I mean, worst case scenario, if you can get a 2 here, you still would have the chance, even if they make both, to possibly tie it with a 3. So maybe I would go into to Childers, but let Childers know that, hey, if they double, you look for the person who's open, you kick it out, you give that 3, and we'll take the open 3 look.
Even if we can get Childers down low, get the and 1, and then next thing you know, now we have a tie.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully that, but I mean, if nothing else, if Childers is down low 1-on-1, can get the 2 quick, get it. But if not, if they double on her, look to kick out to either Sturm or Lowther or Howe for 3, and then give them the open look to possibly tie. But with 43.1 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter, as RCV with the ball down 3, as Howe will get it, she dribbles it, but it's blocked and it's off. As here comes. There's Jaden Sturm committing the foul right before the Colts can go down and get the. But that was a nice effort there. Just couldn't quite get the right look off of that.
Yeah, I mean you can tell she likes that left corner shot there, and it was a good shot. Just good defense with the hand getting.
Yeah, but I say hand up, get the block, and so. Braylon Sparks will go to the line for 2 to try to make it a 2-possession game. First shot up. And it's good, and that will give the Colts the 4-point, a key 2-possession lead. As now we're at a double bonus, so everything from now on will be a 2-shot foul. As second shot's up and good, and as it's a 5-point game, so RCV needs to go quick if they're going to have any chance here. They got to get a quick score. Gets it to. Here comes Childers for 3. She misses it. Karat's on the rebound, but she is fouled. But she couldn't quite get the and 1 there, but she will get the chance to cut it at the line at 2. As that's on Halpin. I believe that's her 4th.
Yeah, that'd be her 4th.
But with 21 seconds to go, but hopefully here we can get a couple shots here for Karat's to cut this to a 1-possession lead. Big free throws here. First shot up, off the rim, no good. So if you're her, do you think about missing here and trying to see if you can get the offensive rebound?
It's tough because, I mean, I feel like it's a tough play to do, and how often do you practice it? But, I mean, if you have the confidence I'm sure Shields might know if they could do it or not.
Yep. Cross for the second shot. It's up, and it's good. And RCB will cut it to a 4-point game. And they're going to say that Childers grabbed Sparks there, Braylon Sparks, on the inbound. So with 21.1 seconds to go, that.
So 2 shots again for Sparks.
Yep. Mm-hmm. First shot up. It's good. That will give the lead a 5-point lead to the Colts with 21.1 seconds to go.
And then she's had almost every single basket here in this quarter has been from the foul line.
Yep. Second shot up, off the back rim, no good. RCB will get the rebound, down 5 with less than 20 seconds to go, so they got to push it here. Gets it to Childers. Childers for 3. She makes it. Gives the RCB a little bit of life here. Down 2 with 12.4 seconds to go as RCB will take their last timeout. And we're going to stay here even if it's a full timeout because, so 12.4 seconds. So if you're Coach Shields, what are you drawing up here right now?
You got a foul right away. I mean, no matter what, they're going to get the 2 foul shots. Mm-hmm. So it just depends on who we feel we want to take their foul shots pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I would say this. If Halfin's on the court, because I have never seen her shoot a free throw, and she's a freshman, I would almost leave her wide open so they could throw it to her, and then just as soon as she gets it, boom.
Yeah.
Or even just do the tricky little thing where you kind of grab her at one point, just say, hey, coach, hey, ref, I'm grabbing this person. This should be the one taking the foul.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's a dead ball foul, but it's...
But the trick there, though, is you got to make sure that the ref doesn't call it an intentional, and then she gets 2 shots in the ball, and then you lose any...
Yeah, then all the hope's pretty much out.
Yeah. But I remember one time I was watching a game, and a guy literally just grabbed another player and said, foul, ref, foul. And the ref just called a normal foul, and it was like the worst free throw shooter, and he did it to him. And it was like, ref, that's called intentional. There's a reason you're not allowed to do that.
There's a reason why he's grabbing you.
Yeah, I was saying, and when the guy's really yelling foul as the defender, you know what he's doing. But in that case, I digress on that. Yep. But so big thing here, 13.9 seconds to go. RCB down 2 they got the ball in. Sutherland will commit the foul. So, that's it's a double bonus. So obviously, Carpenter's going to come in for 2 shots. So if RCB, obviously, you need her to at least miss 1 to give your team a chance here with 12 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, Carpenter's she has 5 points here in the fourth quarter as well.
Yeah, she's made some big shots, but she goes to the line with 2 key shots here for the Colts. First shot up, off the back rim, no good. So RCB will have a chance here because obviously even with a make here, RCB will be down 3, so it will still be a 1-possession game.
But the thing is, with the no timeouts coming out too.
Yeah, so RCB is going to have to figure this out on the fly. Second shot up, and it's good. We will get a chance to set it up as the Colts will take the timeout. They're going to take a 30-second here. Now, here's the thing. If you are and they're talking to the ref there, the coach, the thing there, because it was 12 seconds, and now it's 11.7, but obviously off a made free throw, time should not run off.
12.1.
So they have to reset the game clock here, so that's going to take a moment.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's 12.1 there.
Yep. So, I mean, because I remember it was 12.1, and then, the ref just, the guy was anticipating, so the ref was like, hey, since there was no inbound, there can't possibly be any time taken off the clock.
But we got Eric Post down
there. Yeah, I say, Athletic Director
table.
Post is at the score table helping out. Unfortunately, it looks like Rabbit wasn't here tonight, so thank you for the gentleman. I can't tell from back here because obviously we can only see him from his back. Thank you for the gentleman for coming out and doing this tonight, but, but normally that's Rabbit's job, and so, and he's done it for so many years that it's they're going to say 12.9 seconds, and the coach of the Philip Barbour is getting in there, and they're going to talk to him, as they're saying, okay, yeah, they're going to make the adjustment again. And
they added more time on than what was actually on there.
Yeah, because there's like 12.1, 12, okay. There's 12, yep, 12 seconds. So, I mean, it ended up where I thought it should be. Now, if you're Philip Barbour, I guess here's my one question. Do you think about fouling? Because, well, one, you only have, six, so that means it's a 1-and-1. But at the same time, you always worry about, if you wait too long and you get in the shooting motion. So here it goes. That might be what they're doing, or at least
they're gonna have to bring someone else.
I would say, yeah, because they at the last second they were going to, and like I said, RCB does not have a timeout, so they're going to have to go quickly. Gets it to Karatz. Karatz will get it over the timeline. She's taking it in, gets it out to Sturm. Sturm over to Childers. Childers will shoot. It's blocked, but they're going to call a foul on the Colts with 4.5 seconds to go. Childers will have 3 free throws and a chance to tie the game. And we'll see here as RCB has a chance here, as Childers will step to the line for 3, down 3 with 4.5 seconds to go. First shot is up. It's good. Cuts it to 2. And she will get a second one here. Second shot up, off the side of the rim, no good. So I think if you're RCB, you have to do the miss here. Yeah. You have to intentionally miss to try to get the offensive rebound and see if you can get, because you don't have enough time with 4.5 seconds to go.
You can see we put Howler in there to get a little bit of another body in there.
I was about to say, try to get bigger size. So yeah, Martinez, so here comes. Yeah, so she's going to try to. She actually makes the third. And they'll foul here, so with 3.1 seconds to go, it's going to be RCB will be down 1, and here comes the Colts the other way. So, I mean, so RCB, we'll see what happens here, because the question will be, does she make both? Does she make one? And when does she make it? Because also, if she misses the second one, RCB would then have to go quick. But if she makes the second one, then you can maybe have a chance to do a longer pass. Yeah. So it's going to be something interesting here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, especially with 3.1 on the second miss.
So two shots here for Braylon Sparks. First shot up and good. And so with 3.1 seconds to go, we'll see if she makes or misses it. If she misses it, then RCB is going to have to go quickly to see if they can make this shot to try to win this game as we're down 2 with 3.1 seconds to go in this regional championship. Second shot up. That's good. And the Colts, that long rebound, I don't think Sturm was looking, and that will do it. And the Colts, well, I'm sorry. I just saw something that I was not very happy with a student from Philip Barbour. I'm sorry, but that is classless. That is classless. And I don't say it about the Colts. The girls played well. They're a very good team, and they did a great job. But that student who just ran across the court like that was classless. And I hope that I hope maybe someone from Philip Barbour has a talking to them, because that was ridiculous. I mean, congratulations on the win. Yeah. I don't want to sound sour, because the Philip Barbour Colts deserve to win that game.
Yeah.
So, and a great job by the coaches and the players. And let's give RCB a lot of credit. We said this is the first time in 13 years we have brought home a sectional championship. So these girls should hold their heads up high for that.
Yeah, I mean, and especially to look at, we're only losing one senior.
Yeah.
So this whole core is going to be back next year.
So, and just on that note, thank you, Rhiannon Howler, for all you've done to the program. As this is her last time she'll ever get to play for RCB, but she's put a lot of big minutes and done everything that's been asked of her, and so we thank her for her contributions. But like you said, a lot of people coming back, so we'll see how that goes. So just give some last stats. How many did Childers end up having in that one?
She had about 27-28 right now.
Yep. She did what she could, and at the end of the day, the Colts, every time RCB tried to do something, the Colts made the shots that they made. Like I said, great effort for them. congratulations to them as they will go to Charleston, and RCB will, and what we talked about was RCB put the work in the offseason. We saw how far it took. We went from an 8-10 team to a 16-8 team to within a minute of possibly going to the state tournament. So, keep putting in that work that Coach Shields talked about. And, next year, hopefully we'll be able to cut down the nets ourselves.
Yeah, it's exciting, especially to be able to host it here. It's a shame that we couldn't have won it here, but, there's a lot to build off of and a lot to look forward to for the next season.
All right. So we're signing off for the last time this year. Regardless, this is going to be our last time. But Kelser, it's been a real honor and a privilege to work with you this year. And thank you guys, everyone who's listened to all our games and supported the Robert C. Byrd Lady Eagles this year. I hope you guys come back next year and support the team even more. I love seeing these big crowds, and I hope we can have those consistently next year.
And I know Eric has talked about hosting some of the softball, some of the baseball games, so I know I'll be on doing that, and then so hopefully we can do that as the season goes on.
Absolutely. So to summarize, the final score, Philip Barbour 52, Robert C. Byrd 49, and we're signing off. Have a great night, Robert C. Byrd Eagles. Come on.